Wi-Fi jammers, are they urban legend or are they devices you should actually be worried about when it comes to your smart home and home security? Let's talk about it. What up everybody, George Langevere here. On the channel, we talk about the smart home and we talk about home security. When we're talking about those two topics, a lot of the devices that we're talking about require Wi-Fi to work. Then I look in my comments every day from my subscribers and general viewers, and because of that, I see a lot of people discussing Wi-Fi jammers, being worried about Wi-Fi jammers. Now, what are they? Think of two people trying to have a conversation, standing across from each other. Then all of a sudden, some idiot jumps in the middle of them and just starts screaming at the top of their lungs for no other reason but to interrupt that conversation. That's what a Wi-Fi jammer is. It creates noise on your Wi-Fi network so your devices can't communicate with each other properly. A lot of people think it's some pulse that wipes out all your electronic devices. No, that's a different thing. A Wi-Fi jammer is just creating that noise. And again, things can't communicate properly. So that can be a problem when you've got the smart home and you're relying on these devices to work, or more importantly, home security devices that rely on Wi-Fi. If a criminal took them out, then you're in trouble. Now, they're illegal in the United States and pretty much every country because they can be a big problem. They can disrupt public safety communication, and again, criminals can get their hands on them to break into your house. Now, what I want to talk about specifically is should you be worried about them, because so many people in the comments are. 99% of the time, I would say no. Now, because they're illegal, they're very hard to get. You have to go on the illegal market to buy them. Now, there are some high-grade criminals that know where to find the good ones, but most criminals do not. And so they buy these cheap versions and they don't work. That's what happens in a lot of cases with these criminals. So it is very uncommon for these to happen, at least the good ones. So 99% of the people worried don't need to worry. Usually you are a high-profile target with a lot of money or something in your house where they have scoped it out and they are specifically targeting you. That's when it happens. You see all these news outlets talking about these Wi-Fi jammers, and it's getting more and more prevalent. That's clickbait. They're trying to get you to watch their story or click on their story, whatever it may be, because it's not happening as much as you think. They're very, very rare. Now, even though it's rare, it could happen. So what can you do to prevent it from happening to you? All right, with the smart home and home security, you've got all these Wi-Fi devices. What you need to do is try to hardwire as many of them as possible, straight to your router or a PoE, power over Ethernet. Get as many devices as you can wired. Now, it's important for your Wi-Fi devices, but especially important for your home security devices. Now, if you've heard me talk, I talk till I'm blue in the face about how proactive I think security cameras are. But when you're talking about Wi-Fi security cameras, they're prone to things like Wi-Fi jammers. So you want to get yourself a wired NVR security camera system. That's the most reliable way to go. And if you have one of those, you just take all these question marks out of the equation. Now, I'll put a video link in the description where I talked about my favorite wired NVR system. But again, they're the most reliable way to go. In fact, with a wired NVR system, if you connect it to a battery backup power supply, then even power can't take out that system. So if you're talking about cellular devices and Wi-Fi devices, yeah, they can be susceptible to these jammers. A wired NVR security camera system cannot. And again, even with your Wi-Fi devices, wired can't be jammed. So keep that in mind. Do I think you need to be worried? No. But if you are, do what I just said. What do you think? Are you one of the people that have brought up the Wi-Fi jamming to me? Let me know. Has this ever happened to you? I hope it has not. But if it has, I'd love to hear a real-life example, and please share it in the comments for a learning tool. In the grand scheme of things with Wi-Fi devices, you're actually much more likely to get hacked than you are jammed. So keep that in mind. And of course, with hacking, there are things you can do to prevent that as well. That's the topic of another video. But as far as jamming, it's less likely. All right, I appreciate your support very much. Thank you for being here. Till the next video, peace and love, my friends.